Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignertechtips.com. Well, we've got one here. It was requested by somebody. They were asking if we could have some blurb with regular images on it. And when we hover over the image is going to grow. Zoom in like that. When we take your mouse off, it's going to zoom out. Same for these other two here. Really easy thing to do. Nice little effect to have on your site. I know we've done this with gallery items before, but I'm not sure if we've done it with actual blurb modules. So here's how to do it. Let's enable the visual builder. Okay, well, once enabled, let's go down and we'll delete what I've got going on here. Let's just delete the whole row and we'll start from scratch. Green tab for the row right there. Okay, I've got a section here, a little blue tab. I'm going to add a new row, little green button to add a new row. Put in however many columns you want for yours. And we're going to use the awesome Divi Blurb module today. Really versatile module. We've done a whole video just on this blurb module. Have a look at our playlist, Divi for Beginners, if you're more interested in that. Let's just get rid of some of this text. Obviously, you'd have your own text to put in there. And down below, we got image and icon. Let's add an image. And let's start with that same one as I used before, I guess. Okay, to make this happen, we really need to find out the image class itself and what it's actually contained in. So to do that, let's save what we've got here. Now we've got our blurb module up there. I'm going to save the page changes, save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the visual builder. Roll on down to where we put that little blurb module. There it is. Now I'm using Google Chrome here with the great inspector tools. Most browsers have this today, but if yours doesn't, Chrome is a free download. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my image right here and hit inspect. That's going to bring up my inspector tools here. As long as I've got elements selected on one side, I'm going to have HTML, and styles selected on another side, I'll have CSS over there. Okay, so here's our image. And it's just got a class of IMG, so that's absolutely fine. Now, if we wanted to scale this up, let's see what happens. I'm going to like transform, colon scale, put some round brackets on the end. Let's scale it up by twice its size. As you can see, it's scaled up there. Fantastic. But although that's worked, it's scaled it up. It's covering all of our content and stuff like that. Now, I don't want that to happen at all. So if we look just above, there's a span. It's called ETPB image wrap. I select this one there. There's more than one class is there. The ETPB image wraps one. Then there's a gap. Anytime there's a gap, there's a new class, ETPB only image mode wrap. And it's fine to have more than one class on any element. But I just want the one class there. Let's select it. Now let's tell it to hide any overflow. So I'm going to say overflow, hidden. And what that does, that's better. It shrunk back down to within the wrapper that it was in. And now hiding the overflow is going to hide anything that falls out of this element, which is the wrapper there. Great, so we can make this happen. To do this, I'm just going to copy this image wrap class there, double left click on it, select the bit you want to copy. I'm going to make a Control C to copy. I'm going to make a note of it in a little notepad over here. And I'll remember that the other class is for the actual image itself, IMG. So let's make this work on our little blurb module. Let's go back into our visual builder. Well, and today, let's go back down to where we're working. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck that text in the middle. So I'm going to go back into my blurb module, dark tab for the module. I'm going to hit design, text. I'm just going to pop that all in the middle. Entirely up to you. Great. Well, let's get this done now. I'm going to go over to my advanced now. We're going to go down to custom CSS. I'm going to use the freeform CSS tab right here. Now, to target anything in this module, we need to write the word selector. S-E-L-E-C-T-O-R. Now, I want to target that image wrap first, and I copied that class name over here. All class names have to have a dot or a period in front of them, so there's the dot. And after the selector, we've got the dot. Well, I can paste that class name that we copied. We can open and close some curly brackets. And in between, I can hide that overflow. So I can say overflow. You may think, well, we wrote it in the browser just now. Why don't you just leave it like that? When you write it in your browser with the inspector tools, it's non-destructive. So once you refresh your browser, it goes back to normal. To make it permanent, you need to write it in here. I've got a little error right there. I've got 2 dots in front of my class name. Only need the one. Great. Fantastic. So we've hidden the overflow with our image wrapper. So let's make our image do what it wants to do. So I'm going to say selector. And it was a class of img. Now we can open and close some more curly brackets. Now I've got this. I'm actually going to copy it. Drop down below. The reason is I'm going to have one for a regular state and one for a hover state. And we've got a spelling mistake there. Really important with code, you spell things right. After the image on this second one, I'm going to put a colon, no gap after the G there, and the word hover. No gap after the colon, so that's all one thing, img, colon, hover. We can set a hover state and a regular state. Well, when we hover over it, I want it to grow, so we'll use that transform again. Scale. Round brackets at the end of scale with no gap, and we'll scale it up by 2. Twice the size, obviously put in whatever works for you. The time it takes to get there, once you put your mouse on, we can put a transition duration in here to slow it down or speed it up. So I'm going to say transition, dash duration. I want mine to take maybe 3/4 a second, 0.75s, 0.75s for second. Obviously, put in whatever timing you want. Great. We should be good to go. As you can see, that's zooming in nicely there. It's not falling out of our wrapper. Perfect. And of course, once you've done one, you can just clone it. Drag one of them across, doesn't matter which one. They're both identical there. Go in there, switch out the image. And switch out the text content probably. And rinse and repeat. We got 3 of them there. Of course, once you've got one row, you can just duplicate the whole row if you want to. Go in and change out the images. I'll just pause this and change out these images and we'll have a look on the front end. Okay, well, I've updated those images now. Let's save our changes. Hit the little purple button down the bottom here. Save draft or publish if you're ready. Let's exit the Visual Builder. We'll roll on down to where we were working. And there's our little 6 little blurb modules there. As you can see, when I hover over, the image is going to zoom in and be contained. Same with these right here. Really nice little effect. People are mousing around your site and this sort of things happens. It's going to get their attention pretty quickly. And as you can see, really easy to do. I will put that code that I wrote down below the video for anybody that just wants to copy and paste. But I would suggest that you actually do what I did there, inspect it, get the class names and just write your own. Because writing CSS is not difficult and it really can up your editing skills. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you've got any questions or requests, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. If you've enjoyed this today, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.